heard Nike's pulling its American flag-themed athletic shoe from stores just 2 days ahead of the 4th of July after one of its celebrity endorsers reportedly complained about the image and what some people feel it now represents. Trace Gallagher is on the case for us tonight. Hey, Trace.
Shannon, good evening. The Max 1 USA sneaker has a flag with 13 stars in a circle, a design created during the American Revolution referred to as the Betsy Ross flag. The shoe had already been shipped to retailers. Then Nike contacted the stores and without explanation asked them to return the shoes. Now we know former NFL quarterback and activist Colin Kaepernick reached out to Nike to say that he and others felt the flag is an offensive symbol because of its connection to an era of slavery. Kaepernick hasn't played in the NFL since 2016, the year he started kneeling during the national anthem. But last year, Nike made him the face of an advertising campaign, and the company is clearly standing behind that relationship. Quoting now, Nike made the decision to halt distribution of the Air Max 1 based on concerns that it could unintentionally offend and detract from the nation's patriotic holiday. In response, Arizona Governor Doug Ducey is canceling financial incentives meant to help Nike build a manufacturing plant in Arizona. Ducey tweeted, quote, "Words cannot express my disappointment at this terrible decision. I'm embarrassed for Nike. Nike is an iconic American brand and American company. This country, our system of government, and free enterprise have allowed them to prosper and flourish." Missouri GOP Senator Josh Hawley wrote, quote, "Nike thinks American flag is symbol of oppression. What planet are you on? Nike is anti-American, plain and simple." And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says when the flag becomes controversial, we're in trouble. Watch.
I hope Nike either releases these shoes or some other shoemaker picks up the flag, puts it on a pair of shoes, and starts selling it. I'll make the first order.
This comes as U.S. pride takes a dive. A new GALLUP poll shows just 45% of U.S. adults are extremely proud to be Americans. That's the lowest measure in the poll's 18-year history. Between 2002 and 2004, post 9/11, 70% were extremely proud to be Americans. And it's notable, when Nike hired Colin Kaepernick as a spokesperson, sales went up. Shannon.
All right, Trace Gallagher, thank you very much. So, Nike now dealing with a barrage of backlash over what critics say are two politically correct, highly controversial decisions, one in the U.S., one in China. So let's debate with civil rights attorney Robert Patillo and Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz. By the way, is a new book coming out, Power Grab, The Liberal Scheme to Undermine Trump, the GOP, and Our Democracy. You can pre-order it now if you like that kind of stuff. And they loved your last book, so we'll see, Jason. Good luck. Thank you both for joining us to talk about Nike tonight. Okay, Project 21, which is a conservative black group. They say they give voice to conservative blacks in America. One of their members, Christopher Arps, says this: unfortunately for Nike, they are going down the same disastrous path as ESPN by destroying their iconic brand with their political activism. Robert?
Well, this is a completely ridiculous conversation and argument to be had. It was not the American flag on the back of that shoe. It was the 1776 so-called Betsy Ross flag, which has been co-opted by white supremacist groups on the internet. That is what this is about. The same way Pepe the Frog went from a cartoon to a white supremacist issue, the same way that the tiki torch went from a backyard barbecue accessory to a white supremacist image, so has this flag. So the entire point of diversity in boardrooms is to avert corporate scandals and issues that arise. So by Colin Kaepernick speaking up, they probably saved Nike millions of dollars by the bad press that would have came out. This is not Nike does not advertise to Mitch McConnell. They advertise to a generation of young millennials between 15 and 25 who paid $250 for a pair of LeBron James sneakers, and they are the people who would have had an issue with this symbol. And if Mitch McConnell is mad, he can go somewhere and buy different shoes.
Something tells me someone's going to put out a shoe with the Betsy Ross flag on it. I will be stunned if that's not on the market by tomorrow. Okay, the Southern Poverty Law Center, Jason, says this: under the guise of heritage, symbols of early U.S. history have long been adopted by hate groups set on returning to a time when all non-white people were viewed as subhuman and un-American. They say people need to be more sensitive to the fact that for some people this is very offensive.
Well, it's offensive to not show the flag of the United States of America on the week of the 4th of July. That is absolutely absurd. And shame on Nike for buying into this whole fabrication. We should understand that it is the flag that is something bigger than all of us, and the horrific past. I mean, some of the horrific things that happened in this country in the past, what drew us together is a bigger, better cause. The Constitution of the United States, the Declaration of Independence, and the flag that drew us together. I don't know why all these people missed this in grade school, but we are the greatest nation on the face of the planet. Despite our hard times in the past, we learn, we get better, and we salute that flag, and we fight for America. And that is exactly the opposite of what I hear Nike and Colin Kaepernick and all these other people projecting. It's just fundamentally wrong.
Well, and there are some who worry that this kind of stuff actually helps President Trump. Joe Scarborough among them, tweeting this: the Betsy Ross flag is now a symbol of white nationalism and slavery, not defiance against a distant monarchy. Really, Nike? PC madness is accelerating just in time for 2020. Trump feeds on your reflexive wokeness. Great job, everybody. Robert?
Joe Scarborough is an idiot. What we have to understand and have to look at is the fact that these troops who are serving overseas right now are not wearing the Betsy Ross flag. The Capitol right now is not flying the Betsy Ross flag. If Nike had placed these 50 stars and 13 stripes on those shoes and people had an issue with that, then yes, I would agree with you. But that is not the American flag. That is not the flag that represents every American right now. So let's salute the flag that we fly today, not the one that we flew 200 years ago.
Okay, and when it comes to
Betsy Ross? Really?
By the
Betsy
way,
Ross?
Betsy Ross didn't even
guys,
create the flag.
Guys.
That was a myth that was made up 100 years later.
Okay. I played Betsy Ross in a kindergarten play. I'm sure there are pictures out there, and hopefully I'm not going to be in trouble for that. But Fox News has a new poll out where he asked people about whether they think certain things are patriotic. And one of those things was, is flying the flag an act of patriotism? Back in 2014, 94% of Americans said yes. That's dropped 9% since then. Now 85% say yes. Jason, are you worried about the level of patriotism in this country, especially we head into Independence Day celebrations?
Yeah. I heard somebody, and they kind of snarkily said, are you a Democrat or are you an American? Because how Democrats cannot rally behind the flag. Why isn't that the one place where we can set politics and everything aside and say, you know what, we love this country. We love the men and women who have served it, who sacrificed, who have given their life for this country. We love the flag. That should not be a partisan issue. It should be 110% patriotic for everyone.
All right, Robert and Jason, we got to leave it there, but a happy Independence Day to both of you heading into this later this week. Thank you both.
Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.